Hey boys and girls, this is Wildman Willis here. I'm doing a review of WWE Hell in a Cell. It was a good show until the fucking end of the show. So, let me go into the matches and how I feel about the pay-per-view. The SmackDown side was doing really good with hyping up the show and the storylines and everything. And the Raw side was just a total shit show, especially for their main event, because they turned Braun bad because they didn't want Braun overshadowing Roman as the lead babyface, so they turned him heel. So they teamed up with Ziggler and Drew. So, but it seems like they put the belt on Roman, and as soon as they put the belt on Roman, Raw's ratings have been dropping, the attendance been dropping. So, I'm going to let you know how I feel about stuff when I get to the main event. But first we had the kickoff show with the New Day versus Rusev Day, and everybody was feeling like Rusev and them was going to win, Rusev and English was going to break up, but it was a good tag team match. New Day kept their belts, and it didn't seem like no type of breaking up at the end. So, next match we had Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy in the Hell in a Cell, and Randy did some dirty shit to damn Jeff Hardy for sticking a screwdriver in his ear hole. That shit looked rough. But all in all, the match was okay. I don't know if the ending was planned or what, but damn, Jeff messed up with whatever he was trying to do. I don't know if this is all planned for him to come back as Brother Nero or what. I have no idea, but that bump all on the table, that joint looked sick. I was like, man, I hope he alright. But going on to that, shockingly, I was shocked that they actually let Becky Lynch beat Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's title. Maybe because they knew what they was going to do at the end of the show, that was going to piss people off, so they was going to have a feel-good win, because everybody was behind Becky and people was getting sick of Charlotte. So Becky took advantage of Charlotte trying to put the natural selection on her and got the title. Charlotte tried to shake her hand. Becky be like, you kissed my ass. I'm the champ now. You bow down to me, and rolled out on her. So that was good for Becky. That make Becky look strong and not make her look weak. So they could end up doing a turn with Charlotte, and it will end up pretty good. So the match was awesome. I give them all credit was credit is due in that match. So both girls did good. So then we had Dolph and Drew versus Rollins and Dean. Awesome tag team match. Probably the best match of the night, to be honest with you. I was thinking, and everybody was thinking, that Seth and Dean was going to take the tag team title, so all the Shield would have all the belts. But thank God for the booking that didn't happen that night, tonight, and basically the way the main event ended, you can see why. So the right people won. It was a good match. I give all four guys credit in the ring for that. AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe was a good match. Kind of slow in some parts, but it was an old school wrestling match. It was good to see. Good psychology. I know now, since the way AJ won, it seemed like that he tapped out, but the referee didn't see it. So Joe complained to Paige about this situation. And so they basically, at the Australian show, they basically gonna have a no disqualification match. So they probably gonna really turn it up then. Then we had The Miz and Maurice versus Mrs. and Mrs. Daniel Bryan. Good match. The crowd was super into it. Daniel Bryan is just the man. Even though Bree was messing up with them dives earlier in the week, she made up for it in this match. Miz and Maurice are just the heels that you love to hate, and they just wormed their way and winning the match the way they could, because Maurice did hold some of the tights on Bree. So for somebody that hasn't been in the ring for about 5-6 months, Maurice handled herself pretty cool. So I enjoyed the match. It wasn't as good as the other tag team match, but it was fun and enjoyable. Everybody loved Daniel Bryan. Just adds fuel to the fire when Bryan actually gets his big win against The Miz. Then we had Ronda versus Alexa Bliss. That was a pretty cool match. They actually let Ronda sell so she can prove that she can last longer than a 2 or 3 minute match. So that was a good idea to do. They let Bliss get in some offense because they've been telling the storyline for the last couple of weeks that she's been messing with Ronda's ribs, and that was a storyline that they went into in the match. Continuity, they actually had some continuity in a Raw storyline for once, so I was glad to see that. Maybe Ronda, I don't know who she's going to fight against next, even though they said it's supposed to be Nikki Bella at the Women's Evolution pay-per-view. I hope not. I don't want to see that match. I want Ronda to fight somebody else, but we'll see. Then we get to the main event. The Hell in a Cell of all Hell in a Cells supposed to be. That's what Michael Cole made it out to be. Big Dog versus Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns. And if I would have been in San Antonio and paid all that money to go see that joint with that ending, I would have been pissed like shit. Because that joint was nothing but a bunch of garbage. Because they had Ziggler come down, they had Drew, they had Seth, they had Dean. Bad off that Mick Foley messed up on the count, and it was actually a 3 count, and he messed up. Braun actually did really win that match. It was almost like Hogan and Sting all over again from Starrcade back in the day, where the referee messed up on the 3 count. Foley messed up on the 3 count. He was supposed to do a 2 count, but it looked like a 3 count. A lot of people say it's a 3 count. That's the way it looked like. But they did all these bells and whistles. Roman, they barely cheered for him when he came out. They barely booed for him when they came out. Braun got more reaction than him. The match was okay, even though Roman was getting his ass beat through most of the match. Only thing he could do was that damn Superman punch 3 or 4 times, and that's about it. But then, of all things, Brock Lesnar come out, the crowd goes wild. With Paul Heyman, Paul was asking telling the ref to give the key. Brock was like, fuck this shit. I'm kicking this damn door down like a monster. Came in, beat the shit out of Braun and Roman. But here's the thing. Every other Hell in a Cell match, when somebody comes in and interferes, they never said no contest. It's a no disqualification match. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Who was it? It was Mankind and Shawn Michaels and Undertaker. Kane messed in the match. And Shawn Michaels won the match. And they ain't say no contest for Kane messing in the match. All this stuff that happened over all the Hell in the Cells in the last couple years. All these people interfered. All these people that came in the Hell in a Cell. This one time, just because they want to protect Roman Reigns, they going to throw a no contest. What the hell? They just proved that they want to protect this man. And this match also proves Roman is not doing good in the ratings. You can see the last couple of weeks since he's been Universal Champion that it's been seats empty in the stands in the upper deck. When Brock came out, the whole place erupted. You can see that as soon as the ref count no contest, they cut off the pay-per-view because people was booing, they was mad, they was pissed, they wanted an ending. Either they wanted Roman to win the match so they could boo like shit, or either they wanted Braun to be the Universal Champion. But nah, to keep from Roman not losing the match, they did all these shenanigans just like they did with the SummerSlam match with having Braun out there standing. And I guess Brock ain't finished with WWE right now. I would not be shocked at the next pay-per-view, or I would not be shocked on Monday Night Raw because Brock is still on the rematch, that Brock will be Universal Champion once again before the year's out. And Vince is going to have that man walking into UFC as the Universal Champion, and maybe walking out with both the UFC and WWE Universal title. I think that's what they're going for. I don't know, maybe, but we could just tell Roman is not what they wanted to be as a champ because he's not getting over. He's getting booed. You can tell when you watch Raw that the seats have been empty since he's been champ. The ratings have been going down. Brock draws ratings. Roman doesn't. This is a proven fact, people. You can go look it up online. So, all I gotta say is the pay-per-view was good until the main event. The main event was a shit show because they was just too scared to put the belt on Braun. People want to see Braun as the champ, but Vince want Roman to be the champ. They did all these bells and whistles to distract you from the fact that Mick Foley screwed up the count. He should have never been the guest referee in the first place. He should have been the guest referee with the Jeff and Randy match. That would have made more sense, especially what was going on with that match. And I don't know who booked the main event, but that waste of time. Braun was beating the hell out of Roman most of the match. And at the end, it was basically taking a 6 or 7 nap, both of them, while Ambrose and Seth and Ziggler and Drew was the only people brave enough to take a high drop off the top of the cage. Because you know Roman's bitch ass wasn't going to take no drop off of the damn cage. He too scared for that shit. And it proves tonight with this pay-per-view that he was not going to climb up to the top of the cage. I think Braun would have did it, but I don't think Roman would have did it. And it proves tonight. So, man, I'm glad I didn't go to that shit. I would have been fucking mad with that ending. That ending was garbage, and people know it. So, that's my review. This is Wildman Willis signing off. See you next time.